This video is for Mrs. Hadley's art class for 7th graders fossilization diagram. In class, we came up with prototypes of different ways that we can show the diagram and all of the layers of soil that we work through in order to discover what types of fossils are hidden within each of those soils. We voted on this diagram as the one that we are all going to use in class. This is going to be a three-dimensional diagram, and you will be adding color to your final. So to begin, we're going to start by drawing a triangle. I'm going to use a ruler and my pencil. Use a ruler here on your final project so that way all of your lines line up nicely. When you are doing your diagram, do make a large triangle on the center of your paper, but make sure that around your paper you are leaving enough space for text or for some of your vocab terms to be labeling each point. Alright, so I've got my triangle drawn. Now to make this shape turn into something three-dimensional, I'm going to add diagonal lines. Now in class we talked about how each point is going to receive a diagonal line. This diagonal line needs to be the same angle for every point. It doesn't matter if you choose for all three of your diagonal lines to go this way or to go this way. Okay, that's totally up to you. Just to match the picture that I showed you, I'm going to have mine come over in this direction. Using your ruler, you will line up one point of your ruler to the point of your triangle and make a diagonal line. You may decide how far back you want it to go. Because you will be putting illustrations of what's in each layer, you might want to have something a little bit further, showing more depth. Then I'm going to make my way up to my top, and I'm going to try to lay out my ruler at the same angle that I did for the bottom. Now I've got 2 points. I do need to bring my ruler over to the third and attempt as best as possible to angle my ruler at the same angle. Go ahead and work on this. Okay, so we do need to connect these points. So you are going to line your ruler up to the end of each line and work slowly so that way this can look correct in the end. So I've connected one. Just as we've done in this process, whatever line you have here, this line should be the exact same. It should be parallel. This line and this line are the exact same as well. So up here I need to redraw this line and connect these points. Okay, so now I've got my 3D triangle diagram. Because we are working in layers, we want to demonstrate that each layer shows a different type of animal. And so we are going to first start by focusing on this front part of the triangle. You are going to draw out however many layers of dirt we will be going through in order to find all of our fossils. Here I'm doing lines that are exactly like this one, straight across. So I'm going from this line carefully all the way over to this line. Okay, once you have this part, we need to follow this diagonal line, match it to this one, diagonal line. Before you draw this, I want you to just practice with your finger. This is called blind sketching. It just helps us map out with our hands the directions that we will be moving our hand in. This is a great resource If you are a little bit nervous to put pencil marks on the paper, or if you're afraid to paint something, always do your blind guided drawing. So now that I've done that, I'm going to line my ruler up, make sure I have the right angle. I'm going to slide it up very carefully, not moving my ruler's angle. I'm going to start at this point all the way to my line. Slide it up, not moving my angle. I'm going to start at my second line, there, go all the way across. Slide it up, being very, very careful not to lose my angle. I'm going to slide it across. Now if you do lose your angle along the way, you may line your ruler up here, drag it down, and you may redraw that line again. You can see that I must have moved my ruler, so I'm going to erase my old line, line my ruler back up to this line I just drew, scoot it very carefully down, and double check all my lines. If these lines are not correct, your object is not going to look three-dimensional. Please take the time to make sure that you are getting every single line in the right direction and you're making it really, really smooth. Now if we look back at the image that we decided on in class, we've got the mountain displayed on top. You are going to pick wherever you want your mountain to go. I'm probably going to put mine right here. I'm going to give it a nice jagged edge. Go all the way up. And please do not feel like you need to copy mine. And I'm just going to bring a couple lines down the center. This is now going to be the side of my mountain, and this is going to be the front. I'm going to erase these back lines since the mountain is now blocking them. I'm going to make sure everything is nice and clean. If you would like to include some sort of water area at the top, just to make your image a little bit more clear as to what's happening on the top of your diagram, you are welcome to. I might include just a little bit, but you do not have to overdo it. This may be simple. Just make it so you understand what is happening. So there's just a little bit of water. Might have a little at the end of my mountain. Okay, so you can see here around my diagram, I have left plenty of space for labeling each layer with the vocabulary that was taught in class. Over in this space, I have room to draw animals or their skeletons. Please include one animal in every single layer. Now your drawing may have more layers than mine based on what you know about the layers of dirt studied in your class, where you will find these fossils. Over here, you also have plenty of space to add text. You must use your vocab words. But please, do not worry about the text just yet. We will be talking about that on Monday. Right now, your only assignment is to get your entire visual down. You may design this top space however you want. If you would rather do trees, that is totally fine. This is all up to you, but all of us should have this 3D triangle at the bottom. If there are any questions, please leave a comment below. You are welcome to email me if you have questions. You should bring this drawing with you on Monday, as we will be adding color and text. Looking back at our sketch, the person who drew this sketch out included some of those images of the types of fossils we would find in each layer, please, please, please make it your goal to add your skeleton bones here, okay? I will add mine as soon as we discuss how the layers are all going to be laid out, what belongs in each layer. You should have enough prior knowledge, or you may look it up, to fill in at least one animal per layer space. Make your drawings small, spread them out so they're not all in the same spot. Make this interesting. If you would like to go over your drawing with Sharpie or with pen, you may.